Now, it may be a little early, but it does appear all 3 events that we had scheduled and were selling tickets for have been canceled. That is, at the DC Comedy Loft, we had 3 live shows, July 26th, August 2nd, and August 9th. We have already sold hundreds of tickets. Without warning, without notice, they have deleted the show from their website, sent our fans cancellation notices, and my general understanding is they got a problem with our politics. So I say this, my friends, this ain't 2019 no more, dudes. This is 2025. We ain't playing this cancel culture game with y'all. You do not contract us for 3 shows and then a week out without warning and without notice, just delete them and send cancellation notices because some BS crackpot post. See this picture right here? Apparently, this picture right here was posted by Antifa. And in this image, they include the contact details for the DC Comedy Loft. Now, I am magnanimous, so I'm not going to show on this video the phone number of the venue, which is publicly available, and the emails for the venue that are publicly available, like Antifa would do. I am going to say to all of the fans who bought tickets and all of the people who were planning on showing up, many who bought flights and already got hotel rooms, who are very excited to see a litany of political commentators, I suggest you contact them about your ticket and let them know. And I will tell you this, I am not taking this sitting down. In Washington, D.C., it is illegal to discriminate on the basis of political affiliation. So if they want to play games and do this to us without notice, without warning, then we can play. And I will take it where it needs to go for you guys. We were putting on this event to bring people up. This is how the show works. We've already done the pilot episode. We've been talking about it for months. Live debate show. Episode 1, July 26th. Matan even. Whew. That's going to be crazy, right? He's a crazy guy. Gavin McInnes. Wow. Man, that guy, he's political. Crazy. Funny. Me, Alex Stein. The debate, is Trump still winning? And it's meant to be a comedy political show. That's why we have Gavin and Matan. Gavin, a very charged political character, but also a troll, prankster kind of guy. I don't know how you describe him, but hey, man, he started the Proud Boys. I'd like to hear what he has to say, and I think many people would, especially now, several years on from 2020, Trump's first term, the Biden administration, where Trump is now. Matan even. He's a political guy, kind of. He asks questions in a very funny way, and they're good. He's got 1 million subs on YouTube. And they shut that show down August 2nd. Michael Malice and Angry Cops. We were going to be discussing anarchist versus police officer. Debating the merits of the police department, the essentials of government. Gone. We had already sold hundreds of tickets. And then you got August 9th. We had Kyla. You guys remember her? She's the liberal, feminist, Democrat. Myron Gaines. Oh, boy. Isn't he controversial? Yes, to have funny, silly conversations in D.C. where these conversations are protected by law. Did you guys know this? Now, let me show you something. I'm going to zoom in here. I want to show you. Here you go. What is this? All out D.C. We just found out Tim Pool, known fascist. Wait, what? What did they? They called me Tim Pool with an E. That is the last straw. There is no E in my name. They don't even know who I am. They want to shut our show down. They don't even know who I am. Now, to be fair, the image doesn't have the E, but the caption did, implying the person who made the post does not know who I am. Now, here's the old beautiful Comedy Loft website where we had been posting. I have a series of videos out, probably dozens of segments that I've recorded over the past couple of weeks showing our show lined up on the DC Comedy Loft events with their link in the description below. And even yesterday, I was promoting their venue. So I am livid, but I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you guys something. Let's do this. I'm going to pull this up. Let's see. Here we go. DC Human Rights Law from dc.gov. we went over this a while ago, and there's actually something really interesting about D.C. in that I believe it is the only jurisdiction that has legal human rights protections based on political affiliation. Now, I can already hear the left. It's not about it's not about my politics. Bro, leftists, I dare you to make it about something else, right? That stupid post said known fascist. Okay, known fascist, they say. Well, let's try this. If that's the game y'all are playing, fascism is a political affiliation. You got a problem with fascists? If you are in D.C., you cannot publicly say your business is anti-fascist. Isn't that, I mean, I'm sure let's be real. You got to make it through the courts, of course. But they've got this protection. So this is it. D.C. human rights law. Look at this. Oh, they got a bunch of stuff. Human rights regulation. Let's see. Protecting pregnant workers, criminal screenings, open movie captionings. Oh, wow. Cannabis employment. They protect a lot. Care for a human. What is this? Human Rights Enhancement Act. Oh, heavens me. Protection for victims. Let's take a look at 1977. Let's see. Prohibited acts of discrimination. Employment, public accommodations. What does this say? To deny directly or indirectly any person the full and equal enjoyment of the goods, services, facilities, privileges, advantages, and accommodations of any place of public accommodation. To print, circulate, a health benefit, blah, blah, blah. They repealed some stuff. So that's what that means, right? Prohibitions. All right. It shall be unlawful, discriminatory practice to do any of the following. Wholly or partially for a discriminatory reason based on the actual race, color, religion, national origin, sex, age, marital status, personal appearance, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, familial status, family responsibility, genetic information, disability, matriculation, political affiliation, source of income, place of residence or business, or homeless status of any individual. So I put this in here because there's going to be a lot of people on the left going, it's a private business. They could do what they want. And there's going to be a lot of libertarian types who are like, well, Tim, to be fair, it is a private I don't play that game. Homie, don't play that. DC, this is code.dccouncil.gov. Political affiliation is protected, and you cannot deny us the goods and services of your facilities. Now, I know what they're going to say. Because I've already been hearing it from people. But Tim, isn't there a security issue? Let's play that game. You really believe that? You really believe that these people were like, oh, geez, all of a sudden, at the very last minute, we only now consider the security implications of hosting Tim Pool with this massive show, politically charged, and his cohorts. You think that when we booked them, we did not explain to them who we were and what we did? And they said to us, it's totally fine. We've done stuff like this before. I mean, they had a big political event for support for Gaza. Big political event. That's fine. They're allowed to do it. That's DC. So they decided it would just be us. Now, doing a big fundraiser for Gaza, don't you think that could have security implications? Apparently they didn't care about that one. No, I think they try to pull that card. We know it's a lie. The reality is what likely happens is far leftists, so this is my understanding, because it's all through my managers and staff as they're working through this. They apparently, the venue gets a phone call from these people that are blasting it off, and they decide they're not going to. Let me put it this way. It was the post on Instagram apparently from Antifa. Now, if it was as simple as we've got a security issue, wouldn't the first thing they do is call us on the phone and say, hey, guys, we're getting some security heat. We're getting some heat from these activist groups. Do we have a plan for this? If they actually thought it was security, wouldn't they say, first question, is there a real security threat? How do we address any threats we've received? Do you have security contingencies? We do, of course. We have security companies. And wouldn't they warn us before abruptly deleting and removing the show? So I'll tell you what I think happened. It is overtly political. It was intentionally political. It is explicitly our political affiliation. And look, some of these people are Democrats, libs. Some are anarchists. But clearly they're targeting me for my political affiliation. In D.C., this is the metro where I live. I know everybody says Tim's in the middle of nowhere. Right. We're an hour and a half outside of D.C. So, what's crazy to me is, when we were setting this place up, we were thinking, like, what if we were in New York? It's like, dude, if we were in New York and you land at JFK, it's an hour and a half to get to the studio. And I was like, that's a good point, because New York is congested. What if, so then we took a look at other venues and other locations. And I said, well, if we go out to like Western Maryland and West Virginia, we're still an hour outside of D.C. And it's, about the same thing. You just got to drive faster. When we go to the city is D.C. When I go to the restaurant, I go to D.C. This is where I live. Okay? You can't do this. Now, I'm going to tell you. If they actually thought it was security, they'd have given us a call. They'd say, guys, we have a security problem. And they'd say something like, guys, we can't handle the security. What's your plan? Okay. And then maybe they'd say something. Instead, our booking guy has been calling them nonstop. They won't answer their phones. They deleted the show without warning last night. And I think it's pretty obvious. They get a call from Antifa. Staffers start finding out Tim Pool, there's some political issue at hand. And they say, just delete it. We don't want it. We don't want that politics here. We don't want that political affiliation in our establishment. It is clear. It is a clear violation of my human rights in Washington, D.C. Did you guys know that there were a handful of white nationalists and overt neo-Nazis who in the past have moved to D.C. explicitly because they protect political affiliation? I believe it's the only jurisdiction, but you know what? I'd be curious to see if that is not the case. Let's try this. What jurisdictions protect political affiliation in the U.S. as a human right? There's an obvious reason why D.C. does. Let's see. In the U.S., political affiliation is not explicitly protected. There's no explicit protections, state and local jurisdictions. So let's see what we got here. District of Columbia includes political affiliation as a protected class in employment, housing, public accommodation, and education. It covers membership in political parties or advocacy groups. Wow. Political affiliation is defined broadly to include activities like campaigning or expressing political opinions. But you know what's funny? New York protects discrimination based on political activities in employment, housing, and public accommodation. This is crazy. I didn't know this. It's supposed to be new. The New York Human Rights Law, this is from Grok, by the way, similarly prohibits discrimination based on political activities or beliefs. Really? Wow. Washington State. Wow, this is amazing. This has all got to be new. Wow. List each year, each state enacted these protections. I didn't know that. I thought it was just D.C. The reason is obvious, though. D.C. is a federal district for the purpose of people of various political backgrounds to congregate and run this country. So if you're in the Wild West and you really hate those city slickers, and then you go to D.C. and you're spitting and yowling, the businesses can't kick you out. Hey, you can't come in here because you don't like our politics. Nah, I have to be here. I'm here for government. So, okay, it looks like some of these are new. Let's see what we got. Some of them are really old. I didn't know this. DC's was 77. Wow, Connecticut protects free speech. Interesting. Only employment discrimination. Some of these are a bit broad. Political activities like campaigning or advocacy for, let's see, what does that say? Wow, this is amazing. I didn't realize this went far and wide. Well, you got California, Colorado, Connecticut, D.C., Georgia, Illinois, Louisiana, Missouri, New Mexico, New York, South Carolina, Utah, Washington. Utah's is new. Washington's is new. Carolina's 50. New York is 92. Off-duty political it's employees only. Okay, right. This is the important distinction. The one thing you are looking for is public accommodation. So actually, it looks like most of these jurisdictions are employment discrimination. Public accommodation is key here. So when it says public accommodations, this is the big deal that was happening during the whole cancel culture period. Which, hey, really, are we really here again? The issue being public accommodations were not protected, and that's where the distinction is. This means going to Starbucks. So when Twitter was banning people and Facebook was banning people and businesses were kicking people out, those are public accommodations, and they said, we can kick you out if we want to. Political affiliation is not protected. In D.C. it is, explicitly, because of our need to be in politics and have these conversations. So I fully intend to take this as far as it needs to go, because we will not tolerate this. And again, I will stress, I ask all of you who, here's their website, and I hope all of you who are planning on coming to our show next week or whatever, or we're going to visit. We even have the after parties and everything set up. This cost us a lot of money. If you guys wanted to come, if you believed in the show and what we were doing, contact the DC Comedy Loft, and politely and professionally, just let them know this is unacceptable. This is discrimination. This is it's bad business. It's unprofessional, and we will not stand for it. Come hell or high water, I will be at the DC Comedy Loft July 26th, August 2nd, and August 9th as contracted. And whatever form that takes, perhaps I'll just be standing outside waving a Gadsden flag. I don't know, whatever flag. There's no real, freedom, I guess. I'll bring my American flag, or I'll bring a guitar and I'll sing songs in front of the venue. I'll be there. They're not telling me that I can't live in my own city. They tried this when I was skating at Freedom Plaza. Two pools of fascists. Screw off. I live here. I go to D.C. every week. I'm there. And it's because I basically live in the suburbs. Funny thing in Chicago, the suburbs are like an hour and a half out. Like a bunch of them. So you drive into the city for work, your commute's like an hour and a half. So we go to the city all the time. In fact, I'm literally going, my dentist is in D.C. I'm not standing for this. I hope you don't either. I don't want to play these stupid cancel culture games anymore. So if they want to discriminate and slight us, then I will respond. And we will not let this go. This ain't happening. Smash the like button, share the show with everyone you know. You know, I was going to take the morning off because I've got to go to D.C. to the dentist. I'm getting an implant put in my face. And so I said, we got to leave right away because the appointment's early afternoon. So I'm going to go get breakfast with the family. Phil's going to host the Culture War. He's going to take Timcast IRL because I'm going to be Novocained up and going. So, and then last night, as I'm trying to relax, we're wrapping the show up, I see this stupid BS. Okay, DC Comedy Loft. Guys, we were putting up billboards. We've actually already formalized the plan with our agents, with displays and graphics set up and ready to go to run billboard ads in DC for the shows. And they pull this. So I'm not, you know what, I'll put it this way. I'm going to call it a sunk cost fallacy. Well, I've already spent tens of thousands of dollars. Might as well spend the rest. I'm going to wrap it up there. Join us at timcast.com, the Discord server. If you want updates on what the community is thinking and you want to be involved, timcast.com, Discord server. Everybody's talking about it, how they feel about it. If you want to learn more outside of this as to what's going on in the day-to-day, because I'm going to be out for the rest of the weekend. Hopefully I'm back by Monday. But you know how dentistry can sometimes go. Last time I had what's called an ischemic reaction from the painkillers, which made it so that I couldn't talk for a week. But please join our Discord server at timcast.com. Get involved with the community. We can't let this stuff fly, especially not in 2025, okay? Trump won the popular vote. We have the culture war. I will not cede territory. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys later.